So we are staying in Castleton in the Peak District, and we're just walking up to the top to walk along by Winnets Pass. I was going to say it's early, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning. It seems early here. We feel like we're always getting out late, and yet we're constantly out well before other people. It's quite a steep walk up this grassy hill, which it probably doesn't look like from the video, but it is. And I've been a little bit, I don't know, asthma-y or something on this trip, that I'm constantly finding myself a little bit wheezy up these things. So bit of a struggle, but not to worry. We'll get there, and then it should be a nice walk along the top. The cloud is just hugging the tops of the mountains at the moment. Let's hope it doesn't come down any further, because otherwise we will not see anything.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with V. So steep.
Yes. So we've gone a little off our path to do a bit of exploring, which has been fun, and yeah, there's no one else up here, which is always good. We first went to check out, I think it's called Capedale, Cavedale, something like that. That little gorge that ran up. There were people that were looking like they were trying to climb up to where we were from there, which looked like a really dumb idea. And then we've just kind of gone through some paddocks to check out these ruins here of this, there we are, this house and tree. There's not a lot left, but yeah, it's a spectacular area to live, but man, it would be hard.
I wonder where the media room was.
Yeah, it does look like a lot like a person that's a bit distressed.
Also, when they settled up here, there probably were more trees to start with, because they cut them all down. That's quite pretty. Like your oldie building with the oldie tree. Look at that. Could have brought the tripod.
Could have brought the right angle lens.
I did ask you if you wanted tripodicus.
No, you did. It's so bad for all the times I make you take it and then I don't use it.
I keep telling you, I don't really worry me that much. It's not that heavy. It's really not much of an inconvenience. I don't mind. You don't seem to believe me. I keep telling you it's not an issue for me.
So we've made it up to a Winnets Pass. We're just at the start of it, and then we're going to walk further up. And it is quite a specky view. Looks like everybody's over the other side walking up a stupid freaking very steep, very horrible
Looks very muddy.
hill. I don't know why they're doing that. I think the point is that they're going to end up going up Mam Tor, wherever that is, somewhere in the background. But quite frankly, it would have been easier to come up the way we've gone and go up this side and then come up there. Even though it might be slightly further, it would have been much easier. We've got up here. I've done pretty well on this trip of deciding what gear I will and won't take with me. I knew this was going to be fairly steep, so I come quite light, and this is probably the one time I wish I'd brought my 14 to 28 here, because it could do with the wide angle. I also probably should have taken Danny up on the offer to bring the tripod, but anyway, I've been doing some handheld panoramas and hopefully they come off. 24 is a little squeezy, but yeah, it's pretty specky. We're going to stop here and have something to eat because we haven't had any breakfast today. Oh my gosh, we're staying in a place that doesn't serve breakfast, which is unusual because every other one we've had like massive breakfast. So time for some food, and then we'll continue along the top here and see what other funky angles there are. Try and act casual now. It's not laughing. Not laughing. Hiking water. Very, very tasty. It's a bit cool today as well. It hasn't been windy up until right this very second, and it's just started. When you're walking up, it's you feel quite toasty, but as soon as you stop, a bit on the chill side. So I'm probably going to put a few more neck warmers and other things on, I think, while we sit here. So breakfast today was some
Sponsored by
Tyrrell's black garlic and sour cream crisps. They're very tasty. I've got to say, they make better crisps here. We call them chips at home, but I understand the distinction. Make much better crisps here than we have at home. So yeah, not probably the most nutritious of breakfast.
Breakfast today brought to you by Tyrrell's
but that's it.
Glenmoray.
Glenmoray, is that what it is? A little bit of whiskey. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, it's just started raining a little bit. It is pretty darn chilly today. As you can see, I've put my warm hat on. As soon as you stop, that's when it hits you of how cold it is. And this poor hat has came over here and hasn't had a run because it hasn't been that cold, but glad I brought it with me today. I'll probably have to take it off once we start walking again. I get too hot, but yeah, so the clouds dropping down a little bit. We've been very lucky. It's just at the right height at the moment that we can still see everything, but Mr. Danny says that he thinks it will probably drop down in the afternoon. But hopefully by then, we're going to be back in Castleton at a pub having a Sunday roast and a beer. So, yeah. Keys to not the gate. Well, we picked the absolute right track to get, and by we I mean me, because yeah, anyway. Danny's got no idea where we're going, what we're doing. I thought it would probably be busy up here, so I wasn't too hopeful, and yet we've had one person walk past us. We can see a couple more people on the path behind us, and that's it. Whereas on the other side, there was people constantly going up. There are cars everywhere. This is such a popular spot. I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know, now that I think about it, but, you know, not being from Australia, you don't really know what's going to be, you know, super busy and what's not when you come somewhere. You just plan something and see how it goes. So yeah, we've absolutely jagged having this ridge to ourselves. We're going to be walking back down through the valley, and I think it's going to be a bit busier there, and there's going to be lots of traffic and stuff like that too. But yeah, we're not walking up. Well, actually, less than that. Walking up, we're not walking down the other side. It looked terrible. Neither of our knees would appreciate it, I don't think. And yeah, the weather's starting to kind of slowly come down, so probably by the time we get back, I don't know that you're going to be able to see these hills and mountains and stuff at all, really. So anyway, there was a 6% chance of snow today, which is exciting, but I don't think is going to happen. But you never know. You never know. I think this is the one time Danny's taken us the wrong way. We're walking on a trail down below, and he was like, oh, I think we're supposed to be on the one up there. So we scrambled up the hill, and now it's like, yeah. Yeah, I think that's where we should have been. Anyway. Not to worry. What would have been easier is continuing to walk down the track we were walking down. Oh, okay.
I didn't think that you would have appreciated that there.
I love the smell of
diesel
fumes.
Get me some of that mountain diesel.
The remoteness and wildness of the paths full of cars. It's a lot easier walking down here though. It's going to get back a lot quicker than we got down, and it's a lot significantly warmer too. The rain's kind of stopped for the moment. So yeah, reckon there might be a roast lunch waiting for us at the bottom.
I'm not hopping for it.
Danny thinks the pubs are all going to be full because there's like 5 billion people here, and we had problems getting in for dinner last night, although we did manage to find a table at a pub. It was like the 5th one we'd gone into, I think. But we were trying to get one at like I don't know, what time was it? 5 o'clock or something. And I think the pubs were full of walkers who'd finished and were having a beer before buggering off back to their 5 billion motorhomes that are parked along the road down here. And by like 6 and 6:30, there was a lot of tables suddenly then. So I reckon everyone's going to be up on the hills and stuff, and she'll be right. I'm optimistic. Approach a cave with the lovely name of Suicide Cave.
That's fantastic.
There's another little cave just here.
Yeah, that's far enough. Wet.
It is wet. Not sure if it goes back further. I think that might be it anyway. I think that's the back of it just there.
Tick. Yeah.
Danny don't like caves.
Not bad, generally speaking.
I'll have to tell you the story about the cave in Ireland under what we call Dunlucky Castle. Oh dear. Sometime. It's quite funny. It involves Danny running for help.
Running to get help. Running to get help.
leaving me as ghost bait.
Pre-booked diners only in the restaurant today. Of course.
Okay. Cheese please. I'm just going to point out, we are here. We are having a Sunday roast. No lamb, but there is beef. So my optimism was well founded.
Although the first place we went to said piss off, so had a sign in the front saying,
Don't even try it.
come in here.
Yeah, but this was the second place, and it took us 5 to get to dinner last night. So
Yeah.
ooh, yeah. So it's our very last day of outdoors here on our holiday, which is pretty sad. It's as windy as all buggery today. There's just wind everywhere. And we are at Padley Gorge, hoping for some good autumn colour, which it's been spectacular on the way here. It's been the most autumnal of anywhere we've been. So fingers crossed all the leaves haven't fallen off by the time we get in there. We had one last frustration with parking here, which parking has been a bit of a pain, to be honest. There's been a lot of places where it's pay for parking and they don't take credit card. So I had to download an app on my phone and blah, blah, blah. This place doesn't even take money at all. You have to have an app or call up. You can't just put coins in, which we saved up for this last day. And their app wouldn't send me the verification code to my phone because it's international. And then we called up and tried that and it wouldn't understand us and just told us to call back and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there's a cafe here and they very kindly allowed us to park in their car park instead. So it all got sorted in the end. But yes, heads up for those of us in like Australia, we're not used to paying for parking most places, and generally if you do, you can pay by a credit card. So alright, I'm going to stop waffling on about parking because it's not very interesting, and we're going to go check out hopefully some autumn woodlands.
I don't see no fat people allowed.
No. Eek.
Fat people are verboten. Finally, some autumn colour. Hurrah! Right at the very end.
All that shoe cleaning from yesterday is totaled.
Right.
Fallen trees. Oh dear. Man, this place is an absolute photographer's delight. This is exactly the autumnal oh dear. This is exactly the autumnal sort of forest that I was hoping for. Last day of the trip, and yeah, what a treat. It's actually a little overwhelming because there's so much you could photograph. There's the little stream running through the gorge and this beautiful woodland, so many great trees. So it's it's going to be a fun day of just wandering around here and taking photos. Wish it wasn't quite so windy, but that's life. Can't have everything all the time. So the second bridge to the other side of the gorge has fallen down. Got washed away, I guess. I know there was a big storm a few weeks before we came over, whether all the trees, well, some of the trees and like this bridge are from then. It looks like it's probably fairly recent, but yeah, oh dear. To know what to focus on. anyways, going to Surprise View, which is surprise, it's super windy. There's some really cool light happening through the clouds, but we're not at the view yet, so let's hope it stays there, hey?
I'm trying to hold the camera steady.
Oh no, it's just calmed down a bit. It's just calmed down. It was. What are you doing?
Getting blown away.
Oh, is that what that was? Some good acting there by Danny. We almost were getting blown away before. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, we're having trouble actually walking that way. Here we are. I don't even know if you can hear me with this. It's funny, every time I record, it actually dies down a bit. But it's been so bad that, like, you can't even kind of walk forward or hold your camera, you know, even vaguely steady, or it sounds like this freight train roaring past your ears. It's, my God. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm incredibly grateful we didn't have wind like this yesterday. We were at Winnet's Pass.
Wouldn't have gone.
We wouldn't have managed it. Oh. Let's see if, do a side shot.
Whether it's tough. Last hiking water of the trip.
Tasty. This wind is insane. Insane! What a way to finish our outdoors adventures on this holiday. Oh my goodness. How windy do you reckon that was? What sort of wind speed?
50 knots, maybe gusting 60.
Which is in kilometres?
About 100 plus gusting.
So yeah, it was. I've never been, I don't think, out in. About the closest I think was I was in a typhoon in Hong Kong once. But I'm not even sure it was as bad as that. Quite frankly, that was ridiculous. He's actually even better from the road. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and dark clouds. I walked in and then I'm like, you're not there.
Yeah.
try. Take two.
Cheers.
Such a good one, pun. Cheers again.
Cheers again.
Take two. It's quite nice.
We give that at home. In the
This.
final.
Can you?
Yeah. Finally, on the last night, I found the pub. The pub.
The pub. What pub is it?
The Old Hall.
In? You don't know where we are.
In Hope.
Oh, you do know.
Victoria.
Well done.
The Old Hall in Hope. Left there. That's all. There's like 5 shelves of whiskey there. They got quite a collection, which means they're serious about whiskey.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. And we will catch you back in Australia. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, dear.
No more Danny for another year. No more Danny for another year. He's out of your way now.
Ah, boo.